if you are walking past into the rec hall to work out, and you see that sign, do you feel more welcome?
I don't think it makes me feel less welcome.
It doesn't make you feel less.
It just doesn't
welcome.
make me feel anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty indifferent to it, but I acknowledge the fact that the sign's probably there because some people do feel more welcome about it. So I think it serves that purpose. But
you think
for me
that
personally,
some people, the sign makes them feel more welcome.
Right, because I'm sure there's students at Penn State that don't feel welcome. So this sign does cater to them, and if that's the purpose to make more people feel welcome, I think it serves that.
It's nice, I guess. That's about it.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the sign's doing, to be honest.
Yeah, but it seems nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's not mean. I mean, they
No.
can put a sign up that says, there are any number of things. As someone who's gay, you're gay,
Yeah.
right? I didn't just out Michael, okay? Do you see immediately the flag, the colors, the rainbow?
Yeah, I see the rainbow and the everyone part for the first part, but yeah.
So is there?
It's fine.
It's fine, but
yeah.
Just fine?
Yeah.
I also notice it, but I don't think it does something in my brain oh, now I'm welcome because I see the sign. It's just oh, okay.
So if the sign wasn't there, nothing would change for you.
Yeah, no.
But it's kind of nice when I'm walking down the street and I see graffiti, for example, and I see a big heart, let's say. Mm-hmm. Better than seeing, something else that's less appealing. But it's a heart. A heart's a nice thing, so this is a nice thing. So what I'm hearing is that it doesn't make you feel welcome. It doesn't make you not feel welcome. You don't not feel welcome, but it doesn't contribute anything to you saying really oh, now I'm going to go to campus rec. And when I walk in and start, pumping the iron, I walk in the room and I'm damn, I'm welcome here. It's so that's not happening. Why is it there? Why do you think the sign is there?
Me personally, I think it's there to make a statement and to ensure that, everyone knows that University Park is inclusive and yeah.
So wait, it's there to make a statement. Who's making the statement?
The college.
What? The university. Why? Why are they making a statement? What's your gut feelings? What are they? And who are they making a statement to, really?
The students.
Okay, but you've already said, the four of you, if you represent the average student, and I suspect that you do, your statement back to the university is yeah, it's nice, the hearts are nice, but it doesn't. Okay. It's not. They didn't pay anything for this, right? So it's not like a poster that they had to pay for or something. Someone put the graphic together. But okay, so it's to make a statement. Anybody else? What's the?
Yeah, I'd say to the point where you say we're the average student. I think maybe there's some sort of selection thing because we did all volunteer to come up here, and somewhat you need to be outspoken. And if someone really doesn't feel like they belong, I don't think they'd be willing to do that. But I'm sure there is maybe percentage-wise it's not that much, but even if there's 1,000 out of let's say 40,000 here that are feeling like they don't belong and have some sort of depression or something like that, I think this would help them a lot if they kind of see this constantly that there is a group of people that think that they belong. So maybe not for us, but there's a group out there. Okay,
so the belonging, but let's focus on here for a second. That's a really cool comment. I don't want to come back to it, but the statement is going to ethnicity and race and gender. It's not to mental health. So that's a whole different thing where people are really saying to people who maybe are feeling alienated, feeling depressed, feeling oh man, I'm not sure I belong here. I miss home, I miss my family, I miss everything. That's a different story. This is really about selecting out people who are in minoritized status and saying yep, you people. And white people too, but white people aren't going to look at those two hearts in the far left. Dude, hang on. Let's find out. Are there any white people, by a show of hands? Can you all can everyone really promise me you'll do this, okay? Just by a show of hands, Are there any white people in the class who, when you look at that sign, your first thought is that includes me? I'm included in that sign. Is there anybody? One dude. Dude, you maybe, but the sign doesn't include you. All right, bro. No, you're good. Okay, one. You maybe half? Yeah? Anybody else? Really? Couple people? Okay. Wait, dude, hang on. Hang on. Are you gay? Are you gay? No. All right, okay, all right. Well, I mean, maybe are you disabled? It's really it's the hearts on the far left. Okay, all right. Okay, but the point being, just as an average white person, you're like, yeah, no, I'm included in that. Okay. I did check. Yeah, all right. All right, okay. All right. Huh.
I also want to ask you guys something as well. What do you guys think about having to be reassured that you belong here? As in being told that you belong here? Because otherwise you would have been fine. But the fact that you have to be told to feel belonged, what do you feel about that? And how do you think some people might react to that?
Or that somebody feels like they have to tell you. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was like probably what I was going to talk about. Just like reminding that like, oh yeah, I'm like kind of probably different than most of the people around me. And you don't really like think about that just like walking around. Well, at least I don't. But like once you like bring it up again, it's like, oh wait, yeah, I should probably like be worrying about this, if that makes any sense.
Oh, no. Listen, no, go into that. I should probably be worrying about this. I should probably be thinking about this. But thinking about it, but you use the word worrying, so I don't want to just hold you to the fire on that. But that's an idea. It's like, oh, wait. Hey, don't forget you're a minority. Bad things, some people don't like you and bad things can happen to you.
Yeah. Well, that's like another thing about the sign too. It's like people who do come to Penn State and they're probably like worried about, like if they're like a minority coming here, they can see the sign and be like, if that is something they constantly worry about, be like, oh, okay, this place is like a safe space. If they do come from a space that they always have to be concerned about it. So there is a good part to that too.
Okay, well, how about then let's go to the three of you as three people of color. And this is going to also with G's question, but
Right, and also like before the signs changed, it was even more sanctioned, as in like it had things like, oh, Asians, you belong here. Black people, you belong here.
Yeah.
They changed those signs a couple of years ago, but it used to be even more separated. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I mean, I thought about it, but when I first see the sign, I don't like immediately go, like this is kind of making it feel like I'm different. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't pop into my head immediately, but after I think about it, like what he was saying, like basically, yeah, I eventually get to that conclusion. Oh, I guess I'm like different somehow or something like that.
And that maybe somehow I don't belong here. Like
kind of. I think belonging isn't. I guess like something that I wanted to mention was that like the sign is kind of like, it just feels like corporate, like no soul. You know what I mean? Like it's just the college talking. And to be honest, if I want to feel belong to a place, it's the people that I personally interact with.
Yeah. Okay.
And so the sign really doesn't do anything. It's just about like my classmates or my professors or something like that. So
so if you want to feel welcome, it's not, that's not
that doesn't do anything. So it, like at the same time, because it doesn't do anything, it also doesn't really make me feel like I don't belong, since it never really had an impact on that feeling to begin with. You know?
But this idea that, in a way, kind of like what G is saying is, it's kind of making a statement that says, oh, people feel a need to tell you that you belong, which is reminding you indirectly that there are people who don't think you belong, or that you maybe should be thinking that you don't belong, that you're not welcome here. You know what I mean? Like there are lots of people who look like you, like that whole spectrum right there. Again, it's everybody, but it's pretty clear this is not aimed at white people, man. Like this is not. You're not gonna. We're not. There are signs that are like, "Hey, welcome to Penn State, everybody. You all belong here." That's fine, but that's not this. That's a different story. So, yeah, it's like somehow it's a reminder that you're not like.
I mean, I don't take it that way, but I know there's like a narrative. I would say, I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not saying anything about that, but there's a narrative like minorities are sometimes, either discriminated against or something like that. So if someone does feel that way, I think it could help them. But I'm not sure how many people that is. And me personally, like, no, I don't think this makes me feel more belonged. And I get what you're saying. Like maybe it brings up like the question whether should there be a reason why I'm thinking I'm not like belonging here. But I recognize why the sign's up there. It's not, I don't think it's really prompting that question for me. So.
Yeah, no, I like that response. I think, Eureka, how about you? Like, you're from Allentown, so there are a lot of Latinos in Allentown.
A lot of Dominicans.
A lot of a ton of Dominicans, yeah. So back home, you can speak Spanish all the time, and you just, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes, like going off of what he was saying, it makes me think of who are the people behind making this sign and putting it in Rec Hall, and what's the motive? Like, what are you trying to, is your actual motive to make me feel welcome, or are you just dang, is there ulterior motives to just making everyone feel welcome, or is it just a political statement? If that
Because
makes
you think
sense?
you should.
Yeah, because it's based off of what I feel and how the university makes me feel, not just off of what they say that I should feel.
Well, a lot of this seems to be like that, right? This is what people are talking about is the DEIB, because this is about the B, the belonging part, and the woke culture. To say we're kind of constantly we're going to put these messages out there constantly, just to kind of drill it home to all of us. Do you feel that? When you hear, you kind of see that wokeness thing. It's like, hey man, hey, oh, it's good, yeah. Good.
I don't know. I feel like if there's no actual action behind words or signs like this, then are you really woke, or are you really making it a safe space for everybody?
Well, the action would be that we're going to treat everybody the same. So it's yeah, there's the action. And treating everybody the same, people would argue, is don't have a sign like this. Because if I don't have it, look, here, if you all of you look out in the classroom, you got students here from all over the world, from all different backgrounds, body shapes, sizes, whatever, right? DNA admixtures everywhere. They're all just Social 19 students, everybody. They're all here. They're all that. And so if we don't start picking people out and singling people out, then they're just Social 19 students. So it's okay. But the moment I start saying, you're Dominican. Oh, okay, now I've isolated you, right? And now I've separated you in some way just by doing that. Which is the good. There's a good part of that, and there's a not so good part of it. What's the good? Well, go ahead. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the good part is identifying that there are people with differences and stuff. But then the bad part is at that point you're just singling me out and kind of making me feel a little bit isolated. Oh, yeah, I'm identifying that you're different, but now I'm separated from my peers because of this one thing that you pointed out.
Right. Like when I go into the weight room and start working out, when you go in the weight room and start working out, you're no longer the Penn State student. You're the Penn State student whose ancestry is from the República Dominicana, right? And so it's wait, I just want to be a Penn State student, right? And you're going to be reminded that you're gay. It's I don't want to be gay right now. I just want to be Michael. I just want to go in and work out. Stop. You don't need to remind me that I'm gay. That's all right. That's not a big deal. But in a way, the sign is reminding you of that. So how is that? How is it? Yeah, it's this reminder thing. I don't know. I don't even know what
Oh,
I'm
is
asking,
it?
bro. But
I also don't know what you're asking.
yeah. But it just seems kind of odd, right?
Yes.
It's like,
yeah.
here's my gay friend Michael. Like,
yeah.
here's my gay neighbor Michael. Like, yeah, have you met gay Michael? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, stop. This like is Michael. You know what I mean? So that gets tiring. I would
Yeah,
imagine.
it gets very tiring. Yeah.
That's probably a reason why a lot of people don't come out.
For sure. 100%.
I'll
yeah.
just stay in the closet because
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah,
nonsense.
because like it shouldn't matter, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter.
No.
And yet at the same time, it could matter. How much does it matter that Penn State has... You ever go to the LGBTQ center?
No, I haven't.
So you never have. So
No.
that doesn't matter for you at all.
No. Well, I guess it does matter for me because I know like some people who like are queer and they come to Penn State and they come from places that are very like, you know, homophobic, and they like probably walked around with like the threat of violence like wherever they went, and coming here is definitely like that center is definitely very like good for them. So it matters to me like in that way, if that makes sense.
Yep, but you don't. For you don't go. But it's good that it's there for
Yes.
other people. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's like the sign then, right? So that the rainbow part of it, maybe for you, it's just like whatever. But for somebody else, it could be like, oh, here's another example of this institution called Penn State saying like, hey, we're gay friendly, like we're cool.
Yeah, but I feel like also that organization is like actually like doing something, you know? It's actually like a place where people can go, and the sign's just like, here's something to think about, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, here's something. Here's if you are struggling in some way with coming out, with talking about it, hey, with your family, there are 1,001 things you could be struggling with. Hey, here's a center on campus where you can come and you can have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is cool. Yeah.
I'm also bisexual, so I definitely have been to the center of LGBTQ plus in the hub, and they're like really helpful. The director, like she's very open to like talking and like helping you through like whatever you're going through. And I definitely appreciate that center. It's definitely there for me when I was going through like struggles.
Mm-hmm. And so a sign like this is just then one other little tiny marker here on campus that says, hey, you're good. We got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got your back. I got you. So there's the good side of it. You know, that it's like we're not going to make this the only identifying feature, you know, of everything that you are.
I just wanted to flip the script for a bit and ask you guys. So Penn State is very white area. And if we were to say 99% of the people are white here and you're the only colored person, would you feel uncomfortable if none of those signs were present at all? So if these kind of signs did not exist and you're the only person who's colored in a environment of which everyone else is different from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can start off. I don't think I'd feel any different. I think honestly, the less it's, these type of issues are just brought up to the forefront, the better. The other questions you're asking, I recognize some people do feel better about it, but I think in the long run, I think on the net, like not acknowledging it, just acknowledging everyone as like a human, other than like categorizing by race. I think it's the best way to do it. So personally, no, I wouldn't. If these signs were in there, I wouldn't feel any differently.
So in other words, that you do understand that the people who are against DE&I and B, right? What you just said right there is what they say. It's like, we need to stop talking about this stuff. It's like, just stop talking about it. Like, don't worry about it. Get on with it. Yeah.
I was gonna say that if I was the only person who was not white in this school, I'd probably prefer it if there was no sign at all, because then it would be like, I would feel like I'm being singled out, like literally being pointed out, and I just like, at that point, since I'm the only one, I just want to be left alone. You know what I mean? I just want to pretend like I'm not whatever.
Yeah. This is kind of what you're all saying here in a way. Jordan, Did you say a similar thing? About being like, do you like, I mean, I singled you out earlier about being wealthy, being in the 1%, but as a black woman, are you like, yeah, no, how's this sign for you? I mean, you're light skinned, so you're like you're in the middle
I'm like
there.
Closer to
Yeah.
But I kind of agree. I wouldn't say that I feel more welcome. I probably honestly would walk past it and not look at it or not notice it or not see it. And like if I was the only minority, I probably also wouldn't feel any better. Like kind of what Khan was saying about like it's the people that make you feel that way. Like you could put
Yeah.
a million signs up, but if you're experiencing severe discrimination or just like being treated terribly, that sign doesn't make me feel any better.
Got you. Yeah.